A human pilot nobody believed in, uncovered a sentient, stubborn alien ship. Stars stretched like cold diamonds across the void, but beyond the usual constellations, something else caught his attention. Sensors blinked erratically, a signal that refused to be explained. "Just another ghost reading," muttered Lieutenant Carr, the mission's sensor officer sitting across from him. "Probably a malfunction." Ryland shook his head. He had been on countless missions and his instincts rarely failed him. He leaned forward, eyes scanning the data. "No. This isn't a glitch. Something out there, something alive," Carr snorted. "Alive? It's probably a derelict ship drifting aimlessly or space debris. You've been watching too many old Earth Hollow films." Ryland didn't reply. He had heard it before. Most humans, and especially the command officers, did not take him seriously. He was young, brilliant, and stubborn, a combination that rubbed the bureaucracy the wrong way. Today, that stubbornness might save him. The signal was subtle but persistent. It moved. Not like a drifting asteroid, but with intention, almost like it was aware of him. Every time his ship altered course, the reading shifted, mirroring him in some strange way. "Rylan, you're wasting fuel. Turn back," Carr said. His voice carried authority, but it lacked conviction. Ryland's hand hovered over the comm panel. He considered reporting the anomaly, but a warning bell rang in his mind. Command would dismiss him, call him reckless, and shut down his mission. He made a quick decision. He would follow the signal, but quietly. Minutes passed. The space around him grew darker. The usual scattered starlight faded, and a faint hum vibrated through the hull, a sound his ship had never produced before. Ryland's pulse quickened. He adjusted the thrusters with gentle taps, maneuvering closer to the source. Then, out of the darkness, it appeared. It was unlike anything humanity had encountered. A ship, or at least it looked like a ship, hovered in the void. Its surface shimmered, almost organic, with strange curves and ridges that seemed to pulse like veins. No design from human engineering could match it. And yet, it did not emit any signals meant for scanning. It was invisible to normal detection except for the faint energy patterns Ryland had picked up. Carr's voice broke the silence. What is that?" "I don't know," Ryland whispered. "But it's aware. Look at it. It's moving, but not like it's drifting. It's watching us." The alien vessel twisted slightly, almost like it was inspecting him. Ryland felt a tingle in his chest, a strange mixture of awe and caution. He activated the long-range scanner, but the readings returned nonsense. It seemed the ship resisted observation. Ryland decided to try something risky. He activated a short-range communication pulse, a simple tone pattern used for first contact attempts. The signal bounced off the ship's surface. Nothing. He tried again. This time the energy pattern shifted in response, but not in a way that matched his pulse. It was refusing, almost like it had its own mind. Carr frowned. "You're wasting time. Command will ground you for this. We should leave." Ryland ignored him. Something about this ship, this being, called to him. His entire life had prepared him for this moment. The times his orders were ignored, the mockery from other pilots, the countless missions where his instincts had saved lives, all of it led to this. He slowly adjusted course, drawing closer. The alien ship tilted slightly, as if moving to keep a safe distance. It was testing him. Ryland felt it, a subtle intelligence that was almost playful. He didn't fully understand it, but the recognition thrilled him. He was finally not just another human in a fleet, he was seen. Suddenly, alarms blared across the bridge. Carr's console lit up with warnings. An unstable energy field surrounded the alien ship, and it was expanding. "Ryland, we need to move," Carr shouted. Ryland hesitated. Retreat was the safe option, but curiosity, daring, and human stubbornness pulled him forward. "No, not yet. I need to know what it wants." The alien ship pulsed. A beam of faint blue light extended toward the Aurora runner, scanning, but carefully, almost gently. Ryland realized it wasn't attacking, it was communicating or trying to. The pattern of pulses was irregular, complex, and stubborn, almost like a riddle. Carr groaned. "It's going to kill us, you'll see. Nobody ever gets close to one of these things." Rylan clenched his jaw. Nobody had believed in him before. Nobody had trusted his instincts. And yet, here he was, face to face with a sentient intelligence no one else could even detect. He felt a surge of determination. If he succeeded in understanding it, humanity could gain knowledge no one else had. Hours passed as Rylan tried different approaches. Every attempt to scan or communicate was met with resistance, but also subtle acknowledgement. He began noticing a pattern. The alien ship responded differently depending on his maneuvers. It appreciated creativity, caution, and boldness. It rejected rigid, predictable behavior. Then came the first major breakthrough. Rylan executed a daring move, an arc around a small asteroid field, combining speed and unpredictability. The alien ship mirrored him but in reverse, forming a complex pattern around the rocks. For a moment, Rylan felt an almost human-like presence inside the vessel, studying him, testing him, and perhaps even enjoying the game. Carr stared in disbelief. It's playing with you." "Yes," Rylan said softly, "and it's learning." The hours turned into days as Rylan tracked the alien ship. He documented every pulse, every movement, every response. Command finally noticed his prolonged absence and sent a message, filled with irritation and orders to abandon the mission. Rylan ignored it. He was beginning to understand something important. This ship wasn't a threat. It wasn't a weapon. It was sentient. It was stubborn. And it chose who it interacted with. But being stubborn and intelligent also meant it could be dangerous if provoked. One wrong move, one display of aggression could make it defensive. Rylan had to earn its trust, not by force but by showing ingenuity, patience, and respect. Finally, after nearly a week, the alien ship did something unexpected. It stopped moving entirely and oriented itself to face Rylan's vessel directly. The energy pulses were brighter, almost like a smile. And then, with a sudden burst of speed, it darted closer than ever before, carefully, not threateningly, but deliberately, as if testing the human pilot personally. Carr nearly jumped out of his seat. "It's coming toward us." Rylan's heart raced. This was it. The moment of first true contact. The alien ship, stubborn and independent, had chosen to acknowledge him. He understood then that this wasn't just about exploration. This was about connection, an unspoken dialogue between species, between intelligence and courage. He whispered to himself almost reverently, "Nobody believed in me, but it does." Suddenly, the alien ship shifted again, faster than anything he could have predicted. Rylan barely managed to match its movements, twisting his craft in ways that defied standard piloting protocols. The ship pulsed with light, almost laughing, or what might be laughter in an alien form. And then, just as quickly as it came close, the ship darted away, disappearing into the darkness beyond the dead star. The signal vanished. The void seemed emptier than before, but something had changed inside Rylan. He knew one thing with certainty: this was only the beginning. Command would continue to doubt him. His colleagues would continue to call him reckless. But now he had proof. The universe was more alive than anyone had imagined, and humans, stubborn, clever, daring humans, had a place in it. Rylan sat back, exhausted but exhilarated. The Aurora runner hummed softly under him, almost like a friend commiserating with him. The alien ship was gone for now. But Rylan knew it would return. And when it did, humanity would finally have the chance to show the galaxy just how remarkable it could be. As he plotted a course back to the nearest human colony, Rylan felt a smile tug at his lips. Every pilot who had doubted him, every officer who had ignored him, they had no idea what humans were capable of. And neither did the universe. Rylan Hayes felt a thrill he hadn't experienced in years. The alien ship had acknowledged him. It had moved with purpose, almost like it had chosen him among countless others. But exhilaration came with a new burden. He didn't know why it had responded, nor what it wanted next. He adjusted the controls of the Aurora runner, plotting a careful course to follow the ship. It had vanished near the edge of a dense asteroid field, a tangle of rock and metal that made navigation hazardous even for the most advanced piloting software. "Are you serious?" Lieutenant Carr's voice trembled. "You want to chase it into that mess? One wrong move and we'll be debris ourselves." Ryland didn't answer immediately. He knew Carr was right in theory. Asteroid fields were dangerous, but instinct told him the alien ship expected him to take risks, to think creatively. This was a test, not a trap. "We have to do this," Ryland said finally. "It's not just a ship, it's intelligent, and it's trying to communicate. We can't let this pass us by." Carr shook his head, but he obeyed. Pilots may doubt their leaders, but humans follow orders, especially when survival is on the line. As they navigated the asteroid field, the alien ship reappeared. It was smaller from this distance, but the pulses of light it emitted were stronger, almost rhythmic, like a heartbeat. Ryland felt a strange resonance in his chest. The ship's patterns were deliberate, almost playful, yet challenging. "Look at it," Ryland murmured. "It's setting a path. It wants us to follow, or maybe to solve something." Carr frowned. "Solve what?" "I don't know yet," Ryland admitted, "but it's testing us." The ship darted between asteroids with astonishing agility, twisting and looping in ways that defied conventional piloting logic. Ryland pushed the Aurora runner to its limits, spiraling through narrow gaps, banking sharply, and executing maneuvers that even seasoned pilots would have avoided. Each move seemed to elicit a reaction from the alien ship, a pulse of energy here, a subtle shift of position there. Hours passed. Ryland began to notice a pattern. The alien ship reacted positively when he took risks that required intuition, timing, and creativity. When he relied solely on computer guidance or standard protocols, it ignored him. It seemed to value ingenuity. "This thing, it's like a teacher," Ryland whispered. "It's teaching me how to think in ways humans don't normally think." Carr glanced at him skeptically but said nothing. Ryland was no stranger to disbelief. It was part of who he was, someone who pushed boundaries when others clung to rules. The challenge escalated. The alien ship suddenly darted toward a particularly dense cluster of asteroids, the path twisting like a living maze. Ryland's fingers danced across the controls. The Aurora runner weaved through the rocks, narrowly avoiding collisions. The ship mirrored him, sometimes leading, sometimes retreating, always testing, always learning. "Captain," Carr said, voice tight with tension, "you're taking too many risks. If we crash—" "We won't crash," Ryland said firmly. "We're learning its language, you just have to trust me." Trust. That word had been hard-won throughout Ryland's life. Trust from superiors, trust from peers, trust from himself. Now the alien ship was forcing him to trust in humanity's greatest strengths: ingenuity, courage, and adaptability. After what felt like endless hours, the ship suddenly stopped, hovering in a dark cavity between two enormous asteroids. Its energy pulses brightened, almost like a signal of satisfaction. Ryland eased his ship closer, careful not to appear threatening. Then it did something unexpected. A beam of light extended toward the Aurora runner, not attacking but scanning, closely, deliberately. Ryland's sensors registered patterns in the energy pulse that suggested thought, problem-solving, and personality. The alien ship was aware of him and it was evaluating. Carr took a deep breath. "It's like it's alive." "Yes," Ryland said, "and stubborn. I think it refuses to cooperate with anyone except someone who meets its challenges. It's not hostile, it just won't be controlled." Suddenly, alarms blared. A rival human fleet, sent by command after noticing Ryland's extended absence, was approaching rapidly. Their orders were clear: capture or disable the alien ship. They saw it as a threat, not a sentient being. Ryland's stomach sank. He couldn't let humans attack it, not yet, not when he had just begun to understand it. "We have company," Carr said grimly. "Command's fleet." "They're closing fast," Ryland thought quickly. The alien ship reacted immediately, pulsing violently, moving toward the edge of the asteroid cavity. Its movement was unpredictable, almost chaotic but deliberate. It was testing his reactions again. "Follow me," Ryland said. He executed a sudden dive, spiraling through the tight gaps of the asteroid field. The alien ship mirrored him, matching his movements with uncanny precision. The rival fleet, unfamiliar with the terrain and unwilling to take risks, slowed. They could not follow without risking disaster. Ryland felt a surge of triumph. The alien ship wasn't just intelligent, it respected intelligence. And humans, when they dared, could think in ways no machine, no protocol could anticipate. Hours turned into days as Ryland and the ship danced through the asteroid field. He began to communicate indirectly, using complex maneuvers, rhythmic pulses, and energy signatures. The alien ship responded each time, testing him further. Sometimes it ignored him entirely, retreating and waiting. Other times it seemed to guide him, nudging him toward hidden anomalies or energy pockets in the field. Carr watched, increasingly convinced. It's actually responding to you. I've never seen anything like this." Ryland smiled. "It's stubborn but brilliant, and it seems to respect humans, at least, the ones willing to think for themselves." But the real test came when they approached a massive, derelict space station buried within the asteroid field. Sensors indicated remnants of an ancient alien civilization, technology and architecture far beyond human understanding. The alien ship pulsed violently, drawing attention to the station. Ryland hesitated. "It wants us to enter, but that station, it could be dangerous." Carr swallowed hard. "We might die if we go in there," Ryland nodded. "Maybe, but we'll learn something no one else ever has." The Aurora runner followed the alien ship into the station. Gravity fields fluctuated unpredictably, and sensors struggled to interpret the alien technology. Every step required improvisation. The alien ship moved ahead, illuminating pathways with energy pulses, but never leading. It was a guide, but only a stubborn one, challenging Ryland to find the correct path. Inside the station, Ryland began to see signs of intelligence that mirrored the alien ship. Mechanisms seemed to react to his presence, adapting, shifting, and testing him. Carr was astonished. "It's alive too," he whispered. "Yes," Ryland said, "and the ship, it's part of this. It's teaching us, testing us, preparing us." Hours passed. The alien ship pulsed constantly, sending signals that resembled thought patterns. Ryland realized that it wasn't just curious, it was assessing the value of humanity. It was stubborn, yes, but also discerning. It would not ally with those who acted mindlessly or violently. Then came the ultimate challenge. A massive energy field blocked the station's central chamber. Sensors indicated a complex puzzle of moving nodes and beams, almost like an alien game. The alien ship pulsed, almost impatiently, as if waiting for Ryland to solve it. Ryland studied the field carefully. Standard protocols would fail. Only creativity, intuition, and daring could succeed. He devised a maneuver that combined agility, energy manipulation, and careful timing. He executed it perfectly. The beams shifted, the nodes aligned, and the energy field dissipated. The alien ship pulsed brightly, a signal that was unmistakably approval. For a moment, Ryland thought he saw the ship lean slightly, almost like a nod. Carr's jaw dropped. You did it. You solved it." "Yes," Ryland said, breathless. "And it's learning from us, from me." At that moment, a warning blared across the ship. Command's fleet had reached the edge of the asteroid field. Their weapons targeted both Ryland and the alien ship. Ryland's heart pounded. He couldn't let them attack. Not now. Not when humanity's first true contact with an alien intelligence hung in the balance. He glanced at Carr. "We have to protect it. We have to prove that humans can cooperate with intelligence, not just destroy it." Carr swallowed hard. We can't fight them all. Ryland smiled faintly. No, but maybe we don't have to. Watch. He executed a maneuver that no protocol would have predicted, weaving the Aurora runner through the asteroid field with precision. The alien ship mirrored him perfectly. Together they created a spectacle of motion and strategy. The rival fleet hesitated, unable to predict the moves, and one by one they pulled back, unwilling to risk collision. Rylan exhaled. That's how humans survive. We adapt. We improvise. We think where others follow rules blindly. The alien ship pulsed once more, a gentle wave that seemed almost like gratitude. Rylan felt a deep connection forming, a bond that transcended species, language, and expectation. He knew one thing clearly. Humanity had not yet earned the respect of the galaxy, but with courage, intelligence, and persistence it could. And right now, he was the proof. The alien ship hovered beside the Aurora runner, its stubborn, playful intelligence seeming to consider him a worthy companion, or at least, a worthy student. Ryland's chest swelled with pride, and then the ship darted away, vanishing into the darkness beyond the asteroid field. But this time it left a trail, a faint, pulsating path that suggested it would return, and when it did, Ryland would be ready. The Aurora runner floated in silence. Carr finally spoke. "Captain, you're insane," Ryland smiled. "No, Carr, I'm human." And that was enough. Ryland Hayes sat in the cockpit of the Aurora runner, staring at the empty void where the alien ship had disappeared. Days had passed since their first encounter, but the thrill, the challenge, and the sense of wonder still pulsed through him. He had learned more about patience, risk, and improvisation than any academy could teach. Carr leaned back in his seat, rubbing his temples. "Captain, do you ever stop thinking about it? It's just a ship." Ryland shook his head. "No, Carr, it's not just a ship, it's alive. Sentient, it's stubborn, yes, but brilliant, and it's testing humans, seeing if we're worth something more," Carr groaned. "Worth more, Ryland, we barely survived the asteroid field, and Command still thinks you're reckless." Ryland smiled faintly. "Let them think that. They don't understand what humans can do yet, but the alien ship does, and soon everyone will." Weeks later, the alien ship returned. It appeared from the void like a shadow stretching across the stars, pulsing with subtle, mesmerizing light. This time it didn't move erratically or test Rylan with complicated paths. It hovered steadily, as if waiting for him. Rylan's pulse quickened. He had been preparing, running simulations, learning from every data point collected. This was the moment humanity had been waiting for, a first true dialogue with an intelligence beyond comprehension. "Ready, Carr?" Rylan asked. Carr swallowed hard. "Ready as I'll ever be." The alien ship pulsed gently, sending a sequence of energy patterns directly toward the Aurora runner. Unlike before, these patterns were slow, deliberate, almost readable. Rylan recognized the rhythm. It resembled language, or at least a form of structured communication. He transmitted a return signal, carefully echoing the pulses he observed. The ship responded immediately, shifting its energy in what felt like approval. Rylan grinned. This was no longer a test, it was a conversation. Hours passed as Rylan and the ship exchanged sequences, each pulse carrying meaning, subtle questions and responses. The alien ship seemed curious about human behavior, how Rylan made decisions, how he responded under pressure, how he solved problems. It rejected predictable or rigid patterns but rewarded ingenuity, empathy, and creativity. At one point, the ship pulsed violently, almost like a challenge. Ryland scanned the surroundings and noticed an enormous asteroid drifting toward the station, a relic from the ancient alien civilization he had visited earlier. "It's testing us again," Ryland said. "It wants to see if we can handle danger and make choices that don't destroy ourselves or it." Carr's face was pale. "How do you even think of this?" Ryland smirked. "We're human, we improvise, we adapt, we survive." With precise maneuvers, Rylan guided the Aurora runner around the asteroid, using the alien ship's energy pulses as cues. Together, they avoided disaster, and the alien ship pulsed once brightly, almost as if smiling. It was then Rylan realized something extraordinary. The alien ship wasn't just intelligent, it was moral in its own way. It sought to measure the worthiness of other beings, valuing creativity, courage, and restraint over brute force. Humans, as unpredictable and stubborn as they were, had something unique: the ability to surprise, adapt, and think outside the rules. Command finally caught up with them. The human fleet led by Admiral Kor arrived in the sector, weapons trained on both the Aurora runner and the alien ship. Ryland's heart sank for a moment. He knew the fleet couldn't comprehend what he had discovered. To them, it was just an unknown vessel, a potential threat. Admiral Kor's voice boomed over the comms. "Captain Hayes, stand down immediately. That ship is hostile. We order you to comply." Ryland clenched his jaw. "No, Admiral, it's not hostile, it's alive. And it's testing humans. You don't understand, but I do. And if you attack it, you'll destroy everything we've learned." There was silence. Then Kor barked, "We do not recognize your judgment. Engage it now." Ryland acted. He calculated the fleet's blind spots, their inability to navigate the asteroid field quickly, and his knowledge of the alien ship's preferences. With a sudden burst of speed, he maneuvered the Aurora runner around the fleet, creating unpredictable patterns that mirrored the alien ship's energy pulses. The alien ship responded immediately, weaving between asteroids and human ships, using its intelligence to evade capture. Rylan realized the full truth. The alien ship trusted him. It had chosen a human pilot who could match its cunning, adapt to challenges, and respect its autonomy. The human fleet hesitated. None of them could predict the combined maneuvers of Rylan and the alien ship. One by one, they fell back, unwilling to risk collisions with unpredictable forces. Rylan's heart soared. Humanity had not only survived, it had proven itself in a way no one else could. After the tension eased, the alien ship pulsed toward Rylan. The energy patterns were smoother now, almost conversational. Rylan understood the gesture. It was an invitation. He guided the Aurora runner closer. The ship seemed to communicate a story, showing glimpses of its origin. It had once been part of a vast civilization, guardians of knowledge and exploration, now extinct. The ship had survived alone, learning, observing, and choosing carefully with whom it interacted. And now it had chosen humans through Rylan. "You've been patient," Rylan whispered, awestruck, "and you've been testing us, testing me." The alien ship pulsed brighter, confirming his thought. It was intelligent, but it respected courage, creativity, and morality. Humans possess these qualities: unexpected, stubborn, and powerful. Carr, watching silently, finally understood. "Captain, you've done it. You've earned its respect." Rylan nodded. "No, Carr, humanity has earned its respect. It's not just me, it's all of us. We survive where others fail. We think where others follow rules blindly. That's what it's learning." The alien ship made its next move, surprising even Rylan. It opened a pathway toward the ancient station's central chamber, a repository of knowledge and technology. It pulsed toward him, guiding the ship gently but firmly. Rylan realized the opportunity. This intelligence was offering humanity access to insights no one else had ever received. "This is it," Rylan said softly. "The knowledge of a civilization lost to time, and it's trusting us with it." Inside the chamber, Rylan and the alien ship explored relics, technology, and holographic records. They revealed advanced navigation systems, energy sources, and even glimpses of interstellar strategies that dwarfed anything humans had developed. Rylan carefully documented everything, knowing that this could accelerate human understanding of the galaxy by centuries. The alien ship pulsed beside him, occasionally guiding or correcting his approach. It was clear now, It was not just sentient, it was a teacher, choosing to share knowledge only with those who proved worthy. Rylan looked at Carr. We're not just lucky, we're humans. And that counts for something. Carr shook his head in disbelief. I don't know what to say. This is incredible, Rylan smiled. Then let's make sure everyone else sees it. Humanity isn't weak. We're clever, we're daring, and when we prove it, the galaxy will remember. Days passed and the alien ship stayed with them, exploring, testing, and teaching. Rylan realized something deeper. This intelligence would never serve as a weapon, never bow to commands, and never be controlled. But it would cooperate with humans who demonstrated creativity, morality, and courage. Rylan transmitted a final message to Command, careful not to reveal sensitive details too early. We've made contact with a sentient alien intelligence. It is not hostile. It is intelligent, stubborn, and discerning. Any attempt to control it will fail. Humanity must approach this with respect and ingenuity, not force. Admiral Corr's reply was delayed, hesitant, but Rylan sensed a change. Perhaps now, the fleet would begin to understand that humans were more than soldiers. They were adaptable, clever, and audacious. As the alien ship prepared to depart once more, Rylan felt a pang of awe. The bond they had formed was fragile but significant. It pulsed with the promise of future contact, future exploration, and a recognition that humans were worth noticing. The ship pulsed one last time, a signal of respect and farewell. Rylan understood. It would return when humans were ready for the next challenge, when the galaxy demanded ingenuity and courage. He watched it vanish into the black, a streak of light fading into the distance. Rylan Hayes leaned back in his chair, exhaling slowly. For years, no one had believed in him. Command dismissed his instincts, colleagues mocked his stubbornness, and the galaxy seemed indifferent to humanity. But now he knew. Humans were more than they realized. Clever, resourceful, daring, and morally aware, they had qualities no machine, no protocol, and no alien intelligence could ignore. And as he stared at the stars, Rylan smiled. The galaxy had taken notice. Humans were ready.